Recently learned about this guy called the Silver Lake Spankologist, and I can't tell if it's real. It's a 70-year-old doctor who spanks people to cure them. There's a video on YouTube. It's safe.
I'm a spankologist, and I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and I am about to introduce this young man to a session.
It sounds like a threat. Jesus Christ. Man, he looks like, what's his name, Dr. Kevorkian? Let's take a peek at spankology. I might not be familiar with this discipline of medicine. Neurospankology, the neuroscience of spanking. Here's something from 7 years ago from BuzzFeed called We Tried Spank Therapy. So this looks like a real thing. I'm using the term real thing so loosely. I just mean there are some people that practice it.
And what's your name?
My name is Brace. About an hour ago, I was bent over the waist of a 72-year-old, I believe, man wearing a doctor's coat, who used his hand as an implement of both healing and pain.
So be comfortable.
Okay.
As all the best medicine does.
Position here, so you can hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did most of the talking. We just kind of let him show us what he was all about.
Stand over here. Now look at this. Now this is how you get access.
I see. Yeah. You weren't touching him.
Okay, doctor, far be it from me to question a medical professional, but are we sure? Who's that helping? At the end, is it for her benefit or yours? Are you sure? You sure I can watch this here? This doesn't. I mean, it is medicine. At the end of the day, sometimes you got to do the dirty work of spanking a tuchus every now and then. Let me just skim through to make sure there's no nudity. You can only do so much healing on a clothed bottom. We're going to need to take down her trousers here for this next procedure. She's got a lot of tension on her L4, and in order to relieve that, it's going to need to be skin-to-skin contact.
I came there to learn.
Here's the butthole here, and you're.
Oh, you're directly smacking the butthole.
Spanking actually cures people of high blood pressure, because
is that right?
Your butt will talk to you. Yeah, I mean, they talk to me.
They talk a lot of shit, I'll tell you that much.
What they can handle, what they can't.
Gotcha.
And I'm not a medical doctor,
Well.
but I specialize in this particular area.
He's an asshole sorcerer.
This is not sexual. This is necessary.
What? You know, I just had maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe the reason I feel so fragile is I'm not having my brown balloon knot slapped enough. I need to book a spankology appointment.
His wife is the one that sending him.
And this is not sexual.
No.
Why do you caress it? How can that possibly help with the
What are you
healing?
looking for here?
Stress and stuff like that. You know.
No boner detected. He had no boner detected when he spanked me.
I was more surprised that he was interested in my ass at all.
I don't think he's interested in it from a. I believe him.
Yeah.
She's got a good butt.
I'm pretty open-minded as a person.
Does this guy have a website? Can I book an appointment? I'll go out to Silver Lake for a little spank session. What was it, Dr. Don? You have no ass, though? Yeah, which will be a fine challenge for him. Dr. Don will see my Hank Hill cheeks, and he'll be like, well, we're going to have to figure something else out here. Then he'll start getting me with 1,000 years of pain spanks. Oh, no, he has a Facebook page. Oh, wow, wait, he's in L.A. He'd ask you to leave. He bends me over his leg, and he's like, you think this is a joke? You come to my sacred facility with these? Get out. Get out, scoundrel. It was like slapping therapy, but kinky. Yeah. They must come from the same discipline. I can't find any info on how I'd possibly book an appointment, but I am so curious. He does have a book. It's called Red Tail Bible. Oh yeah, you're right. Red Tail Bible from Dr. Don Edwards. For someone who's been involved in the world of BDSM for over 30 years, there's one particular thing that was missing when it came to adult spanking, and that's the specialty of male-to-male adult spanking. What? You just said this wasn't sexual, and you immediately referenced BDSM for your book? I don't know what to believe. Is this not supposed to be therapeutic? It's supposed to relieve high blood pressure, Don. I also appreciate that he was investigating. Like, he wasn't just in there, you know, lollygagging. He was in there trying to get down to the brass tacks. He was checking for boners. He was spreading his cheeks. Like, man was doing the due diligence. Don is a professional. He's got a couple books. So he's got the Red Tail Bible, which is about the spanking. He's got another one called Behind Closed Doors, The Secrecy of Darkness. If you've been spanked as a child, then remember it was not fun, but lately you've been hearing more and more about adult spanking as part of a foreplay or brought up in playful conversation, and start to wonder, now that you're an adult, how it may feel to either spank someone else or be spanked. How many books have you written on spanking, man? Here's another one. Spiral Dynamics in Action, Humanity's Master Code, Russian edition. I don't... How does this relate to spanking? Well, let me skim through. I'll have to watch the whole documentary on my own, but I want to skim through just a little bit. So it looks like they spend the day getting to know Dr. Don, and the spanking therapy is mainly just like the start of it that got them interested in this really interesting character.
About history, do you think things could have gone differently if they had been spanked? Obviously, Hitler, but
If I could spank any president, it'd probably be John Kennedy.
do you think Oswald acted alone?
Oswald, well, I don't even think Oswald did it.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Well, it went straight in. You know,
Asking the hard-hitting questions. It's about goddamn time. So then they get... Oh, man. They get deep. Like, this is what happens when you get spanked. You start opening up your third eye. And that's important. This is more than just relieving of high blood pressure. This is an awakening. Are we sure this is real? I mean, dude's written 2 books on it, and he's selling the books. It seems like he's kind of based his whole life around his spankology. This also seems like it's kind of old. Like, this was posted 3 months ago, but I'm pretty sure this video is far older. At least based on this, because Dr. Don hasn't had a spankology session that I can track in quite a while. He's just getting so many bookings he can't keep it updated. That could be it. Well, this was an interesting little rabbit hole. I'm going to finish this documentary later. He's such an interesting character. Put his website in the Wayback Machine, and the quote that pops up is, "Bend over and take it like a man." Dr. Don, you dirty dog.